beautiful day in Colorado. We've got the Juiced RipRacer out here. We're going to do the famous hill climb on Whiskey Hill. We're basically heading up there from here. Not only is this a very steep hill, like 20, 25, in some places close to 30% grade. The thing about it is it's winding. So it's not just a straight shot. If you get momentum, you keep climbing. This is going to be kind of a winding road. We are going to do a little bit of pedaling, but not much. Just enough to keep it going and enough to, not put too much stress on a motor just with the throttle. So we're going to take the Juiced RipRacer up Whiskey Hill and see if it can make it and how fast it could go as well. We're going to see if it could go pretty fast. We got the GPS on, and it is a beautiful day. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's turn it on. It is beautiful out today. Got it in mode 3 right now. So we'll go ahead and just throttle on up and get on up this way. But yeah, this is my little neighborhood here. There's Jamie and the kids. Hey, Jamie. All right. Whiskey Hill Challenge is what this will be called from now on. All right, I got it in race mode. We got a little stretch coming up here, passing the pickleball courts, the tennis courts, and the pool. We're cruising right around 23 miles an hour right now. Go around the corner. We're about 25. We're just cruising kind of steady. The top speed on this thing I've had, it's a little over 30. All right, let's start getting some momentum. We're just kind of ghost pedaling, honestly. I'm just doing this so we don't put too much stress on the engine or the motor. You can see it is a very steep hill just to start off right here. And I'm just going to ghost pedal the whole time. No throttle at all, just a little bit of ghost pedal. And we're going about 18 up a pretty steep hill. That is really impressive. And it's smooth. The engine's not stressing out. Like I said, I am just ghost pedaling. Because on the Juiced RipRacer, or I think any of the Juice bikes, the throttle kind of tops out at 20. And then to go any faster, you kind of at least have to ghost pedal. And the one thing I do want to mention, as we go over some bumps, this bike has no problem going up hills. And the pedaling on it, if you're worried about the gears or whatever, don't. Because if I want to torque it in up a hill, I could, right now I'm torquing it. You can see I'm getting like 21 if I put a little bit of, pressure on it. But let's go back to ghost pedaling. Get it back down to, we're 19 at ghosting it. That's about a 20% grade of a hill right here. We're getting ready to go up a really steep part. We've already been up a couple 25% grade areas. This one here's about 20. And we're going 20 ghost pedaling. Like I said, there's no stress on my legs at all. All right, let's try just throttle through here. We do have it in race mode, keep that in mind. This is throttle only, probably the steepest part. And we're going 18, 17, 16. So it looks like 16, 15, 16, looks like 16. So on throttle only up at 25, maybe a little over 25% grade of a hill, you're still going to be 15 miles an hour throttle only. And ghost pedal, I'm going 19 right now. And we're probably 20% grade right here. Getting ready to hit a 25% grade. Let's see if we start slowing down. Yeah, we slowed down to about, well, to about 18, 19. And just so you see, the speedometer on the bike is fairly accurate. Maybe a mile, a little over a mile, mile and a half difference. Three miles an hour, just cruising up. We made it. Here we are. Boom. And bam. So as you can see there, that was super cool, super awesome. The bike just flies up the hill. Let's feel the engine. Not really warm at all. It's not really that warm at all. That might just be from where it's been sitting out in the sun, if anything. You see, it's very steep. And we came, just so you could get an idea of like where we came from, because I pointed to where we came up. We came from all the way down there, up a winding hill, fairly quick. It's a 52 volt battery. I know that's a fairly decent battery, but it's not gigantic. To fly up that hill, no problem. It just goes pedaling. Like I said, there's no resistance, if anything. There's no resistance pedaling. It's just with the Juiced bikes, the performance from the engine is really based on that cadence over 20 miles an hour. So you could throttle 20 miles an hour, it starts cutting off. It's like a governor, it's restricted for sure. But then you can pedal and just ghost pedal, and it'll go, close to 30 miles an hour. The RipRacer made it up Whiskey Hill, no problem. Super awesome. I love this bike. It's just the coolest bike. It's so much fun. It's just so much fun. But we made it all the way up the hill there. Crazy. So we made it up. Now the thing is going down. How good are those brakes? How good are those brakes? Are those brakes going to make it where we go down the hill safely? Are we going to have to pump the brakes? Are we going to put the brakes on slowly the whole time? Going down an incredibly steep hill and a long distance. That's the difference. It's not just going down a hill with these brakes. We're going down a long hill that's winding and turning. So like when we were coming up, to keep that momentum, when you're going around the curves, you lose that momentum. This bike still made it up those curves, no problem. Now the key is, are we going to make it down that hill? No problem. So stay tuned to the part 2 coming up next. All right, so here we are. This is the brake challenge, the Whiskey Hill brake challenge. We did the Whiskey Hill climb challenge, made it absolutely no problem. Super impressive on the hill climb. Now we're going down the hill. The problem with down the hill is not only are we going down a steep hill, 30, 20, 25% grades. Not only are we going down that hill, it is a long, long distance, and there's a lot of curves. So the brakes are going to have to be used around the curves so we don't go flying off the hill into the woods where a bear or a mountain lion will eat us or a moose will run over us and trample us. So there are danger zones going down this hill. We have some hydraulic brakes on these things. They are the Logan hydraulic brakes, front and rear. We're going to see if these 2-pin hydraulic Logan brakes can take the Whiskey Hill challenge. Now coming up, like I said, no problem. Going down this hill is another story, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if the Juiced RipRacer can make it down Whiskey Hill, no problem. We are going from here, ladies and gentlemen, to all the way down there. Let's see if we can do it. got the Whiskey Hill Challenge, huh? This is the Whiskey Hill Brake Challenge here. We definitely don't need it in race mode. I think I'm just gonna put it in first gear because I am not going to be giving it much gas, and if anything, I'll be using the throttle. Now, the throttle on the Juice bikes, just so you know as well, the throttle is overrides any gear that you have, or any power level that you have it in. What I really like about the RipRacer is there are no gears, and due to contrary belief, you don't need the gears on a e-bike with 52 volt. Having this stable, non-rattling, too many pieces is a thing with me. I don't want something that has too many pieces. That's one of the houses I work on up there. I had to carry 7 toilets down and 7 toilets back up and mount the toilets in that house. Install the toilets, whatever. These houses are ridiculous up here. These brakes are just phenomenal. So when it comes to braking on an e-bike, even with hydraulic brakes, my suggestion on braking is that you pump your brakes in between. Slow down, let it go a little, slow down, let it go a little. Because, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, but just a fact, I think that was actually one of my friends that just passed me. In my opinion, and facts, so nice out. When you pump the brakes, they don't get as hot because you give them a chance to kind of air out. My friend Sandra lives up that way. We are going about 23 miles an hour down the hill here. Just kind of pumping the brakes here and there. I think the speed limit, we're probably going over the speed limit actually. But it's really hard to beat going down a hill on a fat tire e-bike. It really is. It's hard to, I need to clean the back disc on this. It's really hard to beat going down a hill on a fat tire e-bike because you're just bombing. You're just absolutely bombing. And what I liked about this bike versus getting the Zooz e-bike, like the 1100, was that this had fat tires on it. I really wanted fat tires. I live in Colorado. I mean, you can see, look at all the snow. So if I'm riding on like the cross-country ski course, ice on the road, dirt, whatever, I wanted, you know, studded little fat tires. That was really, really kind of cool. Maybe I'll do a little speed test up here. I'm gonna take a righty-tighty here. I'm doing a speed test. But I think I was starting to talk about, I don't know, I get distracted really easy. But I think I was starting to talk about just how sturdy this bike is. Yeah, it doesn't have suspension, but it's got fat tires. Deflate them to like 20 PSI or whatever, and you won't have a problem. That's another thing about the fat tires versus the Zooz. You know, and I'm not saying I won't get the Zooz eventually. I'm not saying that at all. But I just like right now, I'm not going to get it. Because I think this trumps it, maybe not on the top speed, but it trumps it and everything else. We'll go up this way and we'll do a little turnaround. I am wearing my helmet, as you all saw. Kids, wear your helmet. Adult kids, wear your helmet. Big kids, big adult kids wear your helmet. Alright, we're going to turn around here. Go ahead and get this thing going. I mean, when you torque this thing, watch this. This is crazy. You want to see something really, really impressive about this thing? Watch this. I mean, with me on it, it comes up. It scares the shit out of me. Watch this. Watch this. I mean, I could easily pop a wheelie. It's really creepy. All right. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to wreck while I'm videotaping. And plus, I got too much work to do. I can't get hurt. Adult issues, huh? All right, so here we go. Throttle only. We're maxing out right at 20 miles an hour. Okay? You see that? 21. We're on. Now, as soon as I start ghost pedaling, watch this. Not even any resistance. Okay, I'm already going past speed limit. This is just ghost pedaling. It's right at 27 ghost pedaling. Now, if I was to give it some assistance, I could get pretty close to 30. I think I got over 30 once. How fun. Oh. Bada boom. Bada bing. Awesome. So there it is. We made it back home on the RipRacer. Came down the hill. Brakes worked absolutely phenomenal. You just got to kind of pump them as if you would a car. Because not only is it a long, steep hill with that 20, 25%, sometimes 30% grade, it's very long. It's very windy. So you do have to use a little bit more technical than just going straight up, straight down a hill. That kind of challenge is kind of boring. It's not really realistic anyways, because a real hill challenge would be a long, windy, twisty hill with super steep dips and, you know, long turns and slow turns, you know, something variable instead of just going straight up a hill with momentum. I think that just doing what we just did on that test, going up the hill and coming down, was more realistic and actually a lot more difficult than a lot of the tests are going down. So the Whiskey Hill Challenge, the Juiced RipRacer, passed with flying colors, going up the hill and coming down the hill. Again, this is Chris with the Colorado Adventure Channel. Have a great day, everybody, and get you one of these.